Now we return to former NFL pro DarrellGreen talking with his family about the loss of a loved one caused by smoking.
So what do you guys most remember about Grandpa?
What I remember of Grandpa is the Halloween candy. He bagged all of our Halloween candy and always had little bags lined up on the stairs for all of us. And he made sure everybody got one. He never left anybody out. Well, Grandpa would drive all of us everywhere before we got our licenses. He was the family chauffeur.
He never complained about having to take us anywhere, ever.
What I remember about Grandpa is the random drop-ins at the house. It could be 2 o'clock, it could be 10 o'clock. He would just stop in and just hang out, and nothing really going on, just relaxing and sit on the couch and just talk.
If you could speak to Grandpa yesterday or last year, or even if you could speak to him today, if he was here today, what would you say to him?
I would have told Grandpa that I want him to see my daughter, his great-granddaughter's wedding.
If I could tell Grandpa one thing, and I wouldn't want to feel bad, but I'd let him know that in a family as close as ours, something that happens to one person affects everybody. And one decision affects everyone, no matter how big or how small.
So as kids, how aware were you of the fact that your grandfather was smoking cigarettes and the potential of him dying from it or being ill, becoming ill from it? Were you guys very aware of that as kids growing up and seeing that?
I remember Grandpa would always go outside to smoke. And he always came over to someone's house, and at some point in the day, you would see him outside smoking. And I realized he was stopping because a period about 2 weeks went by, and I would never see him outside anymore. And finally, one day, I asked my dad, I said, "Dad, is he trying to quit?" And he said, "Yeah."
What I do realize about Grandpa is maybe this is because he was coming over every day after school, and I was talking to him, and then we go out at least 2 times a week. And after a little while, the car never smelled like smoke, and I actually talked to him about it, and he was like, "I don't smoke anymore." And I guess I worked up the courage to ask him, because after the long years of, wondering as a kid, so, he did eventually stop, and it was it was a while, and I felt victorious maybe in my own head that he had stopped, because he was trying, and one thing he did do is he tried for us, because he never smoked in front of us. I never saw him smoke. I might have smelled it, but I never saw him.
Help a young listener today understand how you felt as a kid, in that you wasn't comfortable approaching an adult. But now in retrospect, how would you tell that kid to go and pull his coat regardless?
I think then I felt helpless, or it was inappropriate, you're supposed to respect your elders, and so it kind of felt inappropriate to criticize an adult for something that they were doing. But I think now that I'm an adult, the criticism of children is more effective, or younger people is more effective than other adults somehow, because it's really pure and it's really honest and there's no kind of agenda behind it. So I would tell kids to, bug your mom or your dad or your grandparents or whoever is smoking.